Welcome to a new episode of our journey through the Peanut strips. Today we focus on a particular scene in which Shermie and Patty show us an unexpected side of their imagination. Snoopy, at the center of a misunderstanding, is seen in a different light. Amid fears and misunderstandings, the little beagle becomes the protagonist of an unexpected adventure. But is everything really as it seems? Let's find out together. In today's strip, published on October 14, 1950, we see Shermie intent on warning Patty about Snoopy's supposedly dangerous nature. In a serious tone, Shermie describes the puppy as a real bad guy and continues to insist on his ferocity by warning her, but Snoopy reacts in a totally unexpected way. But what makes this scene so ironic and funny? Let's see how the scene unfolds through the 4 vignettes. The first vignette opens with Shermie warning Patty not to get too close to Snoopy. With a serious expression and arm raised in a warning gesture, she says, "Don't get too close." It is clear that he is trying to convince her of Snoopy's danger, and his seriousness seems to be trying to pass the dog off as a threat, while Patty watches Snoopy with curiosity. Snoopy's calm and peaceful expression, sitting quietly on the ground, immediately contrasts with Shermie's words. This contrast makes us smile. Anyone looking at Snoopy would only see a relaxed little dog, but Shermie sees something much more dangerous. In the second vignette, Shermie continues emphasizing his dramatic tone even more. He's a mean one. His expression is determined, as if he is absolutely sure of his statement. Snoopy, on the other hand, is calm and peaceful, sitting on the ground, unaware of the reputation Shermie is trying to give him. Patty is evidently intrigued by Shermie's words and leans towards Snoopy to better observe his dark side. Interestingly, Patty listens with a curious and fascinated expression, adding a tone of innocent disbelief to the whole thing. This vignette shows us how much imagination can distort reality, especially in the minds of children. In the third vignette, Shermie goes further, telling Patty that Snoopy comes from a long line of killers and inviting her to notice the fierce look in his eyes. He is trying to impress Patty with an exaggerated tale of Snoopy's supposed origins. Patty, curious, watches Snoopy carefully, almost fascinated by these words, but without appearing intimidated. Patty observes Snoopy with intensity, trying to catch the alleged fierce look. This exaggerated joke by Shermie highlights the contrast between fantasy and reality. Snoopy, on the other hand, is still completely unaware and peaceful, showing that there is nothing threatening about him. The humor here stems from the fact that Shermie describes Snoopy as a dangerous dog, while we know he is anything but. In the fourth vignette, the scene ends in a funny and unexpected way. Patty, kneeling in front of Snoopy, whispers to Shermie to be quiet because she is sleeping. This punchline completely overturns the atmosphere created by Shermie. With her simple and direct observation, Patty brings us back to reality, dismantling all of Shermie's dramatic claims and turning what seemed like a scary story into a moment of tenderness and irony. Shermie's attempt to present Snoopy as a dangerous figure vanishes in the face of the obvious calmness of the little dog, who appears anything but threatening. Far from being a dangerous killer, Snoopy, with his seemingly menacing gaze, simply wanted to rest. It is a perfect closure, making us smile at the contrast between children's imaginations and the serenity of reality. This Peanut strip is a perfect example of how Charles Schulz manages to play with the characters' imaginations, creating scenes that are both hilarious and sweet. Shermie reminds us how much children can be influenced by their imaginations, while Patty shows us that reality is often much simpler. And what about Snoopy? Well, he always remains our peaceful little dog. Thanks for following along, and see you next Peanut strip. And how do you interpret it? Let us know below in the comments.
If you enjoyed yourselves, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and activate the little bell to stay updated, and see you next friends.